Armored Warfare's third season of content offers up plenty of bug fixes and an impressive new map. The new female class in C9 slashes down enemies with a mighty magic-imbued sword. Smite introduces the first mage with critical hit chance, and Black Desert delivers its 18th playable class, who's all about aiding your allies.
It's all about humanity.
What's good, everyone? James Ballon here with your weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of June 28th, 2019. And starting out the news this week, MindArc is once again hosting their Summer Mayhem event for Entropia universe. This event, which is already underway, will run until July 1st and will see players proving themselves against the Ascended Mulman and protecting planet Calypso. Upon entering the ritual area, participating players will be timed with the best, earning some of Entropia universe's most coveted prizes. In addition to the Ascended Mulman timed assault competition, you can also join in for Mayhem Annihilation gameplay. After activating the pile of skulls near the event entrance, you'll have to kill spawned creatures to accumulate as many points as possible over a limited time. The ones who earn the most points will earn even more valuable prizes. Seems like a fun event. Speaking of fun events, MMOHuts Jason got a chance to attend a sneak preview of the Dragon Bash Festival for Guild Wars 2. If you want to see what all the event will entail, you can check out the full article linked in the description. And while you're there, MTG fans will want to check out Jason's assessment of the Magic Core Set 2020 spoilers that were released this past week. And we've also got a write-up on the new Pathfinder class from MapleStory. There's even a preview of World of Myths, so be sure to go and check out all the news beyond the news at MMOS.com. Next up, Aurora Studio released details for their challenging new mode coming to Ring of Elysium called Ashen Eye. That sounds bad. It sounds like there's ash in your eye, which kind of makes sense, as you'll learn here shortly. This mode was teased at E3 and is now live and will have a new win condition, as well as new elements for players to endure if they want to survive. The Ashen Eye involves a safe area that moves as the match progresses, rather than shrinking. You'll have to manage a limited amount of oxygen to survive the fallout of a recently erupted volcano. Get it, Ashen Eye? While battling other players at the same time. Once you've made it to the safe zone, the player with the highest amount of oxygen will trigger the countdown for a rescue helicopter. To secure victory, they must maintain that level of oxygen until the helicopter arrives and picks them up. If they get killed or leave the safe zone, the rescue countdown resets. If a team eliminates all the competition early, they'll automatically win. In addition to the new mode, Chapter 2 of the Season 4 Adventurer Pass is now live, which includes a new recon drone item. The drone can spawn randomly on the map and can scout out areas of the map for players as long as the battery lasts. Players using the drone won't be able to move though, so exercise caution when using it. On a similar note, a special limited time event has begun in Fortnite called 14 Days of Summer, and each day offers something new. Battle Royale will have a new item unveiled every day for a 24-hour period. There will also be a new LTM featured each day with new daily challenges and free rewards, outfits, etc. in the item shop. Creative will also have a new featured island daily as well. Save the World will also have new content with a new quest every day to help Homebase host the hottest summer party around, and also score some awesome freebies in the store. Players can complete quests to earn heaps of summer tickets. Completing all 14 will unlock a new explosive weapon. Everybody needs that. As Hearthstone grows and more people dive into it, it becomes important to revisit past designs and make sure they are in line with the present foundation for the game. With that in mind, the Hearthstone development team released a new blog going over the notion of class identity, classifying the classes, and more. Each class is supposed to have an identity, which adheres to this class's fantasy, what they excel at, where they're weak at. Each class is broken down into 3 categories: strengths, limits, and weaknesses. There are several cards that simply don't fit into these lines for the various classes, and this is going to be addressed in a future update for the game. 2 cards, Mind Blast and Vanish, are also being moved to the Hall of Fame. In their place, 2 new cards called Plaguebringer and Radiance are being introduced to the main rotation of cards. This is a really cool blog that they released showcasing how they handle these sort of balance changes as the game grows. Worth checking out. Next up, Square Enix announced this past week that they will match all donations dollar for dollar to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Now that's Lieutenant Dan. Through their Warriors in the Darkness website, they will match dollar for dollar up to $50,000 US which will go directly to the national and local programs that honor and serve America's defenders, veterans, first responders, and their families. Donations, of course, can be made in the link below. Square Enix also released this video recently working together with the nonprofit charity to highlight the selfless work of the first responders. Beyond just that, Shadowbringers will also be the next chapter in Final Fantasy XIV, where players can encounter exotic new races, master new jobs, and tackle a fascinating story beginning on July 2nd. The expansion will be available physically and digitally in both a collector's and standard edition and may be pre-ordered through the official Shadowbringers website. Thanks in part to the free trial system, Final Fantasy XIV has its highest number of active subscribers in the title's history. That free trial lets players join over 16 million other players in the game, and they can access content up to level 35, create up to 8 playable characters, and experience the game's classes, races, and jobs with no restriction on playtime. On a completely different note, Armored Warfare's third season of content is finally here. Moscow Calling's news story sees CEO of Claiborne Industries Sebastian Grimm no longer in the picture, and their assets are being seized by the ISD. There's been a summit called to Moscow to make peace with these huge corporations once and for all, and since you are a key player, you also received an invite. What could possibly go wrong? With this update, there will also be a gorgeous, sprawling PvP map based on one of the largest boulevards in Moscow. It's a gloomy, rainy evening in Moscow, and this map is sure to impress. One of the main focuses for this season is giving players more things to do after they've expanded their vehicle collection. Apart from the upcoming Battle Path campaign, a number of activities and improvements, such as a new Wargames mode, additional vehicle progression with the mastery system, and improved contact mission rewards have been added to ensure plenty of spoils and awards for even the most seasoned Armored Warfare players to achieve. Moscow Calling also adds plenty of bug fixes and mechanics improvements such as the commander progression systems, daily bonuses, smoke visuals, and the armor viewer. Also this past week, a new content update saw the addition of the Manacrafter class to Continent of the Ninth Seal. This female class slashes down enemies with a mighty magic-imbued sword. Through charging her crystal mana swords, devastating power is unleashed. To unlock this class, players will have to collect soul shards across a variety of game modes, and this includes the new competitive mode. This new mode is a 4v4 battle mode against other players where they work together to defeat a boss monster. Each team will be dealing as much damage as possible to the boss or use their power to interfere with the other team. The team who dealt the most damage wins the round and claims the prizes. To celebrate the Manacrafter, the C9 team will be hosting various in-game events until July 8th. The jumping event will allow both new and returning players to create a new level 57 character to receive a book of knowledge to reach level 63, all packed with additional goods in order to help speed up leveling their character. In the Costume Extravaganza event, C9 players will have a chance to win fabulous items including Palladium Joker, Sacred Enhanced Stone Rank 3, and Rank 8 Protective Crystal for Weapons Magic. In order to participate, players will need to equip more than 2 different costume gear parts available from the costume box on the Goddess Tier shop, and submit a screenshot to the C9 official Facebook page. Next up, Kronos Interactive and Not a Company have released a major update for their futuristic battle drone arena game, Hoverloop. This update adds enhancements and new content, including a new combat arena inside a mine and a new team deathmatch mode. Hoverloop also has a new tutorial to help players learn the ropes, and the game also saw an AI upgrade for the PC opponents. A bundle of new drone chassis and customization options round out the list of improvements, as well as a slew of UI and feedback refinements that will help players stay in control of the remote-controlled chaos. The full notes can be found via the link in the description below, though Hoverloop is only playable locally for now. Online will arrive in the fall of 2019 launch. The first god of a brand new pantheon hit this past week in Smite, Olorun of the Yoruba. He is the ruler of the heavens, and despite being a supreme deity, he seeks neither fame nor followers. He once allowed others to rule in his stead, but no more. He has taken the throne of Olympus to lead the gods and ultimately unite them. His goal is to end the suffering of mortals and immortals alike. Olorun is also the first mage to benefit from critical hit chance, so that the more magical power he collects, the harder his auto attacks are, kind of like an ADC. He can also channel pure heavenly energy and deal further damage, or release the power of the sun itself. Calling on his fellow deities, Olodumare and Olofi, Olorun is capable of creating a sanctified field, a zone in which he alters time, slowing enemies and speeding himself up. He really seems like a combination of some other really fun to play gods. As a recent Mage fan, I'll have to give him a try, once the popularity dies down a bit at least. Originally released back in May on PC, the new Trove Going Green update is now available on PS4 and Xbox One. This update focuses on gardening with new vegetables and other gardening features for players to explore, including new crafting stations and recipes. There's also a new gardening rank to earn in Horticulturalist. Players who reach the Horticulturalist rank can explore new habitats and acquire new unique allies like the flowered fayray or the apple shell snail. In other MMO news, Astellia Online's first ever closed beta has officially launched this past week for those who pre-purchased the game. Those who received a code in our MMOHuts giveaway can also join the test, but not future tests. Sorry about that, guys. This closed beta will run until July 2nd, and giveaways are also happening on the Astellia Discord server. These testers will provide the studio with invaluable feedback about features and mechanics in Astellia, such as the progressive speed and the updated combat systems. If you want to participate in the test, you can find links to both the Astellia Discord server and to the game's website to purchase it through the article in the description. Next up, Brawlhalla's latest update sees the introduction of Petra the Darkheart. This new playable legend uses orbs and gauntlets for weapons and has 8 strength, 4 dexterity, 4 defense, and 6 speed for base stats. Daily missions were also improved in this update, and localization will now be available for Switch players. There are new test features to check out too, and a brand new Brawl of the Week, Kung Foot. Also this past week, Rebellious Software announced that World of Myths will have players tackling faction wars soon, and that new Mythologies will also be joining the game. Faction wars will have players championing a faction of their choice for rewards and reputation to ultimately sway the tide of war. World of Myths is pushing aside the standard daily quest model of CCGs and instead using factions. Players will champion a faction of their choice, and by winning matches in that mythology, players can earn reputation and will gain rewards. This way, they can unlock more content by playing the way they want. With faction wars, players will be able to assist their pantheon in dominating the world map. During the faction wars, mythology communities will decide which areas to attack or defend in an attempt to increase the area their faction controls on the world map through organized contests. Members of each faction will fight it out in tactical 1v1 battles, with the victorious mythology unlocking massive rewards as well as new content. In addition to this, World of Myths' latest update will introduce Mesoamerican, African, Chinese, Slavic, and Egyptian mythologies to offer some new and exciting ways to play the game. Next up, Black Desert Online's 18th playable class and its first support class is now available on Xbox One and PC. The Shai class is focused on healing and support skills and brings a new approach to tackling mini quests in the world of Black Desert Online, unlike anything the game has seen before. The update also brings a trio of new donkeys to Derome, Charos, and Valet. These offer benefits to Shai as they are her special interest. To celebrate her release, a Mount EXP Plus 50% boost event is taking place right now. The release of Shai also sees a special event where players can decide how to play Shai by choosing one of 3 given paths. These paths correspond to the archetypal play styles that are unique to Black Desert Online and offer players a more thematic approach to begin a new adventure. Shai herself specializes in aiding her allies, though she can protect herself with her huge florang. She can heal and offer other beneficial effects that should make PvP and PvE alike interesting. The leveling event that allows trial players to earn a free copy of Black Desert Online is still ongoing as well and lasts up until the 10th of July. As a reminder, all you have to do is log in on 7 different days and have one character reach level 50 by the end of the event. Good luck. Up next, a massive update launched this past week for Prosperous Universe. The Locality update adds local markets, a new way for players to exchange goods. This will help players reach far beyond the established trading hubs of Katoa, Montem, and Prometor. There's also a company rating system to see which companies you think you should trust. These local markets can be created on any planet, so you can exchange goods anywhere in the galaxy, but they do not rely on trust, so be careful. This update also allows for betraying of contracts, so if you decide not to uphold your end of the bargain, you certainly can, but this will affect your trust rating. And finally, for a last bit of news, Phoenix Labs released a new soundtrack documentary this past week for Dauntless entitled Symphony of the Shattered Isles. which has a behind-the-scenes look at a live soundtrack recording by the Bratislava Symphony Orchestra in Slovakia. The soundtrack was composed by Chris Velasco, a veteran composer who has produced music on a number of titles, the Mass Effect and Borderlands series, Bloodborne, Overwatch, and many more. For those that want to listen, the first volume of the soundtrack is on most streaming services. Now, in addition, patch 0.8.3 dropped today, and with it, the mighty new behemoth Winterhorn Scrive. I think that's how you say it. This update features a number of bug fixes, quality of life improvements, formatting changes, and balance improvements. For more information, check out the site post linked below. Anyway, guys, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or even more news in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.